SAFM, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Nancy. A bad season for the citrus industry and the rand weaker against major currencies. Good afternoon. The citrus industry has had a dismal 2011 season, with export earnings declining by between 1.5 billion rands from 6.5 billion rands in 2010. This was the result of lower export volumes, weaker demand, overstocked markets, weaker prices and an unfavorable exchange rate for most of the season. Prices for export fruit were about 30% lower than last year. Demand was sluggish in South Africa's biggest regional market, Europe, while its biggest single market, Russia, also performed poorly. Citrus Growers Association of Southern Africa Chief Executive Justin Chadwick.
If one just looks at the exchange rate as an example, with something like a 15% strengthening of the rand, that by itself has a huge impact on returns. So we estimate that compared to 2010, which was a record volume and good returns, that the industry could have lost between 1 and 1.5 billion rand.
Developed nations who subsidize their own farmers are damaging the prospects of developing nations to build their economy. That's been one of the critical accusations leveled against the richer nations during the World Trade Organization's ministerial conference in Geneva. The meeting, which concluded at the weekend, was a gathering of government, labor and business leaders to discuss burning trade issues in the global arena. South Africa's Department of Trade and Industry's Deputy Director General Xavier Karim says the situation is unlikely to change anytime soon.
For the first time, there's been a recognition that where we are now, we're at an impasse. We're not going to be able to move forward in the near future. What was also important was the assessment as to what the reasons are. And essentially, they've confirmed that developed countries have not reformed agriculture, have not fulfilled the development mandate that we agreed to 10 years ago. They've insisted that in order for this negotiation to move forward, we must remain true to the negotiating mandate that puts development at the center of the negotiations.
An 18-month-old baby has died and at least 17 other people left homeless after a fire swept through the Happy Valley informal settlement near Blackheath outside Cape Town early this morning. A 2-year-old child and an adult male also died when their dwellings caught alight in a separate fire in the peninsula. Disaster Risk Management spokesperson Wilfred Solomon's Johannes.
43 people were left homeless over the past 24 hours across the city of Cape Town in fires in the Witson informal settlement near Atlantis, and also in Brahms Farm, Philippi, Bishop Lavis, Blackheath, Langa, just Slovo, where people have lost their homes.
Further afield, state media have urged North Koreans to support the son of Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un, as his successor. This follows the announcement of the death of North Korea's leader Kim Jong-il, who died of a heart attack. He was 69 and will be buried on the 28th of December in Pyongyang. Kim Jong-il took over from his father in 1994 and presided over one of the world's most isolated and repressive regimes.